What's up, guys? Welcome to Man About Cake. I'm your host, Joshua John Russell. And this week, this man is all about wafer paper. So I've gotten some requests from you guys about wanting to see wafer paper, so we're gonna do it today. I'm gonna show you how to use printed wafer paper to wrap a tier for a super dramatic look. And it's really easy to do. Then we'll finish off with some wafer paper flowers. Let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is take our marble cakes. I got a 6-inch round cake here. We're gonna chop them up. This is just my vanilla cake batter and my chocolate cake batter swirled together in the pan. If you wanna get any of the recipes that I show you, you can click the I in the corner, or you can get it from the link in the description box below. Look at that marble. Does it have a heart in it? Yeah. It does, look. That's because we heart cake. Look at that. Garbage cake, anyone? Jeez, I just meant a little, just a taste. All right, now the cakes are cut up, we're gonna fill it with chocolate buttercream. He's the top, I decided. Okay. It's just a decision I make. I don't know where it comes from. He just looks, he's the heart.
Do they talk to you?
No, maybe. All right, now our guy's filled, we get them in the cooler, and we're gonna do a crumb coat. All right, so now it's time to trim the sides of our cake. Making more garbage cake for you guys. Just put it on a plate or something. Let me see. All right. All right, it's time to do a crumb coat. I'm using the same chocolate buttercream. We're just gonna do a very thin coat to trap all the crumbs in. All right, now we're gonna go back in the fridge, let this chill, and then we'll do the final coat. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make a really easy wafer paper rose. I have a sheet of wafer paper here, so I'm gonna cut it into a smaller square. We'll save these pieces for another time. And then I'm just gonna make a spiral all the way around. So I'm just gonna start at one corner, and as I go, I'm gonna kind of wiggle. So the whole flower, when it spins, it's not exactly the same. You kind of get some dimension to it. James, you know I wore this shirt today, by the way?
To show off the wafer paper?
Because I really love swans. It's an origamitic swan. Is that a word? Is origamitic a word? Origamic? Origamish? It's a paper swan. I love it. All right, so now we're gonna roll it up, but I need to add a little bit of piping gel so it will stick to itself. On the inside edge here, you just wanna add a little piping gel all the way around. And then we're just gonna start rolling. The first part's a bit tricky once you get that curl. And as you start rolling, because you have all that piping gel on the outside edge, it's gonna start sticking to itself and it'll stay together. It's looking rosy. I'm gonna put a little extra piping gel on my little tail here. And I'm gonna kind of stick her to the side so this kind of opens up. Paper flower. Take that, swan. All right, so now we're gonna roll out some white fondant to cover our tier. Now, normally I would not use white fondant to cover a chocolate cake because sometimes you can see the chocolate through it, but because we're wrapping the entire tier in rice paper, you won't be able to see it anyways. It's making a weird shape. What state is that?
Alabama.
Utah? That's not Alabama. All right, now we're gonna cover the cake in fondant. So I'm just gonna roll this piece of fondant over my hand here, slide the cake in, flop over. All right, so we're gonna wrap our tier in wafer paper. So what I did was I found an image online that I really loved, this floral print. And then I took a piece of white wafer paper and put it through an edible image machine, and it printed it out. So what I wanna do is I wanna measure my cake here. It looks like we're about 4.5 inches tall. Make a little mark, line it up. All right, and we're actually gonna need 2 pieces. So you can flip these around and figure out how the pattern fits up perfectly or fits up best. And I think for me, it's these 2 sections here coming together because you got the 2 pink colors and the 2 darker pink colors. So it will look more continuous. We're gonna brush the back with piping gel. Just a very, very thin coat, like a windbreaker. It's a thin coat, right? So now we're gonna apply it to the cake. You may need a little bit of extra piping gel just to make sure it sticks. Now I'm gonna measure the other side so we make sure it lines up. It may have to overlap just a little bit. All right, now we're gonna apply the second piece. I'm actually gonna let it overlap just a little bit. We can kind of meet up with our design a tad. All right, our wafer paper is done. Let's put the cake together. All right, guys, so I've added 2 more tiers to this cake. I actually dyed the color fondant to match my pattern so that everything kind of coordinates. And we're gonna stack the top tier on with some bubble tea straws. I'm only gonna use 3. It's a very small tier, it's pretty light. Now we're gonna cut them. Now we'll add a little bit of royal icing I have in a bag here, just to make sure she stays in place. Put her on it. All right, looking good. So now we're gonna decorate it with our wafer paper flowers. And a few little extra touches with some piping and a couple of fondant flowers I cut out. Wafer paper cake complete. Thank you guys for joining me on this episode of Man About Cake. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Like the video and please subscribe because I'm gonna bring you a new cake every week. Let's cut it. Right, Swan? That's good. Swan, want some?